Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, what's up? My name is vianney.strick. Thank you so much for being here. I'm so excited about this video. As you can see by the title, today I'm going to do a full face of like old favorites. Not like last year favorites. I'm talking about like years and years ago. Some of these products I'm using that I loved in college. Some of these even in high school. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and if you do, please make sure to give it a big old fat thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel to join my squad. Let's get into it. I'm such a cheetah girl today. Hey! It's so funny because I'm actually going over to my future mother-in-law's house after this, so hopefully this makeup looks pretty good. I'm pretty excited. I think we're gonna start out with the eyes because I have a very questionable eyeshadow palette that I haven't touched in years. But let's go ahead and start with the brows. I will zoom you guys in so we can get started. I had some comments in my last video saying that it's very distracting when my hair is in my face. So I'm going to do this. I hope this helps. Let's do these brows. Oh my gosh, they look horrendous. So when I was younger, I believe the first brow product I ever even bought was actually brow pomade. I used to never really do my brows, or sometimes I would just throw on like a little bit of eyeshadow, literally because my mom would tell me to. My mom knew about brows and I thought she was crazy, and now I'm like, thank God I used to put some eyeshadow on there. But the first like real eyebrow product that I ever had was a brow pomade. So I decided to use the Benefit Kaboom today. This is the, well, this is not the Kaboom. This is called the Ka-Brow, and I do have the shade 4.5. Really like this brow pomade. I remember when brows became like very popular and it was all about the brow pomade. I'm not gonna necessarily do my brows the way I would do them back in the day because I would definitely do like very blocky brows. I'm gonna try to use these products in a way that I would now because I want to see if I'll fall in love with these products again. I definitely don't want to like do things the way I used to because now I obviously have more skill. So this whole video, I'm gonna try to use the products that I used to and see if today they're still really good for me. I'm obviously going to go in with a pretty light hand because, man, back in the day, your girl would go crazy with the brow pomade. And to be honest, I might go a little crazy with it today just because I feel like it's so hard not to go crazy with it. And that's kind of why I don't really reach for it anymore. But I will say something that I remember from, you know, pomades in general is that you really do your eyebrows really quickly. Okay, now I'm gonna set them with powder. Just to stay with Benefit, I'll use the Benefit powder. Back in the day, I used to not have any microblading, and my microblading is mainly at the end of the brows, so I would always have to set whatever product I did to like draw on the brows. So I'm gonna use a Foolproof powder in the shade 5. I'm just gonna quickly set that. I don't wanna spend too much time on the brows because this is not a tutorial. I kind of just want to see if I still like the products that I used to love. Alrighty, brows are in place. Now we're gonna go ahead and do eyeshadow. I have the sketchiest eyeshadow palette. I'm gonna quickly put some concealer on my eyes to prime, and then we'll try out this eyeshadow palette. It was actually my first eyeshadow palette ever. This product is definitely one of those products that is expired. It is the original one because I was not about to repurchase this. And it looks really dirty because I've had it for years and years and years. Do you remember this palette? The Maybelline The Nudes. Looking at it right now, it's not a bad color selection. I personally prefer warmer tones now. The issue, I believe, is the formula. I just don't really remember it very well. So I'm just gonna play around with some shadows really quickly. It's so funny because right now I'm looking for a crease shade and like they're so ashy. So maybe we'll do like a bronze look. I'm quickly going to grab this color. I'm not necessarily afraid of it even though it's dark, just because I remember how this palette didn't have like that much pigmentation. Actually working pretty nice for a crease shade. Let me know if you guys own this palette. I feel like almost everybody who was into makeup when this palette came out bought this palette. And my second palette was the Carly Bible one. I think I'm gonna, I don't know if we're gonna use this today. I brought it just in case, but I kind of have it on the side in case these shimmers don't work, but these are my first 2 eyeshadow palettes. And funny story, from that BH Cosmetics Carly Bible palette, that was my first highlighter ever. So that's kind of when I fell in love with highlighter. I'm just gonna go ahead and grab this like gray just to deepen it out again. Again, this is not a tutorial and I'm not gonna like spend too much time on each part of the face. I kind of just want to see how these work, but do you see how this is skipping? Like this was already blended and now it's kind of like messing. This is so weird. I don't know why it's doing that. It's blending okay. I still wouldn't repurchase it just because, man, the drugstore has come such a long way with shadows. Oh God, this is so chalky. Like, where's the pigment? Okay. Okay, not bad. It didn't really feel creamy, but it's actually transferring onto the eyelid. I don't really like this color combo, so I'm going to get the bronzy shade right here and do that instead. This one's a little bit more pigmented. Keep in mind this is also from years ago, so it's expired. But I will say, overall, I definitely didn't think it went as bad as I thought with this eyeshadow palette. This was like the one thing I was cringing before using, and it's actually not too bad. Do I recommend it now? Absolutely not. I think you can do so much better for your money. Okay, moving on to eyeliner. My go-to eyeliner since high school was this one. This is the Maybelline Eye Studio, and I have to give a shout out to my friend Brittany. She was in orchestra with me, and I remember she used to have the perfect black eyeliner all the time, and we went on an orchestra trip and we shared hotel rooms, and she told me about this thing. She was like, this is the best eyeliner ever. And ever since, this was like my go-to all through high school. Brittany, if somehow you're watching, I still think of you when I think of this, and you probably don't remember that moment. This is obviously not the one from high school. I'm not going to do a wing or anything, but I will say, to this day, I still think this is a really good eyeliner. The only reason why I didn't repurchase it for this video is because I just don't really use gel liners anymore. Okay, and we are lined. I still really like this liner. I think that if you're looking for a really good gel liner from the drugstore, definitely get this one. The next product I'm really excited about, this mascara, I remember I used all through high school and I would get so many compliments. And I used to never even curl my lashes back in the day. And I remember I put my whole family on it. Like all my aunts and my cousin were like buying this mascara because of me. And I'm pretty sure they all really liked it. So I'm really excited to see how I feel about it. Okay, so the mascara that I'm talking about is this one. Oh my God, did I get it in waterproof? No, okay, I didn't. Do you guys remember this? The Maybelline, the Falsies mascara. There has been a lot of different like editions or versions of this mascara out, but I wanted to get the original because this is what made me fall in love with the Falsies line. So this is like the original that I remember. As you can see, the wand has a little bit of curve. I believe now like the newer versions have more of a curve. I prefer to use a silicone wand now, but maybe I'll like this one again. So I'm going to go ahead and do 2 coats on each eye. Ooh, I remember something I really liked about this mascara was that it actually applies a lot of product on the eyelash, but somehow it really does separate it, so it doesn't really get clumpy unless you do like a 3rd coat. This might not be like the absolute best to lengthen, but I will tell you that this mascara is really good for volumizing, and it gives so much volume without as much clump as a regular like volume mascara would give. So if you're just looking for a lot of volume but you don't want a clumpy mess, this is a really good option. Okay, so this is what the lashes look like after 2 coats. I really like it. I definitely don't think it's giving me what I want 100% like I do from other mascaras, but I really do like it. I definitely think that if you're just looking for mainly volume, I do think you're gonna like it. And it layers pretty well and it feels very lightweight. I almost feel like I don't have anything on my lashes. Okay, so moving on to primer. Now, when I first started makeup, I didn't really use a lot of primer until later. I remember this was like my go-to for a while. This is the NYX Hydra Touch Primer. This is the original, so I'm probably gonna break out tonight, but like I said, I do it all for you. I don't love repurchasing makeup if I know for a fact I'm not gonna use it all the time. I'm just trying to be less wasteful. But this primer, even though it's probably very expired, it comes out like a, that was way too much, way too much. It comes out like a white cream. It's kind of like that Tatcha water cream where you like put it on your face and then it like turns into water. It literally, my face is a slippery slide right now. And I really like it for hydrating. It really makes your skin like nice and plump. Like I said, it's almost like a gel-based moisturizer. So you don't necessarily need this if you already have like a water cream, but it's definitely nice. It creates a little bit of a grip because it is so plumping, and I actually really do like it. And I'm actually loving the way it feels right now. Okay. So we're good with that. I still like it. Nowadays, I definitely go more for like a pore filling primer. Back in the day, I didn't really have pores. So yeah. For foundation, I'm pretty excited about this one. I did repurchase it because I didn't want to put on an expired foundation, even though, I mean, with the primer, what's the difference? But I will say, I remember loving this, and I still think I'm going to like this. And I know this isn't like ancient history. I know some people still use this, but I haven't used it in years. If you don't know, this is the L'Oreal True Match Lumi, and I did get the shade W4 Natural. I have no idea if this will match me. I matched myself like in the store. I used to use the True Match a lot, and then I started using the True Match Lumi. Yeah, I think it's gonna match. It might be a little bit too light, but that is okay. I'm gonna go ahead and blend it out with a brush, if I can find it. I found it, it was right in front of my face. All right, so obviously, well, I'll tell you, this is supposed to be a healthy luminous makeup with SPF 20. I remember it's supposed to be more like light to medium coverage. This matched me perfectly, actually, wow. I'm getting really good at matching myself. All right, so far it's blending out beautifully. It's definitely very, very dewy, and obviously I do have that hydrating primer under it. But I love how lightweight it is. It's so lightweight. It is light to medium. It's not going to give you that full coverage, but this is more of like that natural glowy skin. So far, I'm loving it again. Like always, I will tell you at the end of the video how I like it with the rest of the makeup, but it is looking real, real good. Like it's looking top shelf and my vanity good. For concealer, I am bringing it back to True Match again. I think this was one of my first concealers. It was either the Maybelline Dark Eraser, which sometimes I use in videos, so I wanted to use one that I really, truly haven't used in a while. I actually did repurchase this. This is, again, the L'Oreal True Match Concealer, and I got it in the shade W4 to 5. I remember really, really liking this. I don't remember if it's like full coverage or not. It just is super blendable concealer. I do love the little brush applicator. So I'm gonna apply how much I would apply normally. But like I said, I don't remember if this is like full coverage or like light coverage. But this shade actually is working out really good. Oh, it's giving me pretty good coverage. This looks pretty good. It's definitely a very high medium. Let's see if we can build it up, but let me blend out this other side. It's like giving me so much coverage for how blendable it is. It's very like, it's like very, very lightweight and like very thin consistency. So I'm kind of shooketh. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely building to full coverage. So I definitely think that we need to start buying this concealer again because it looks so good. Let's see how it works with the powder that I'm about to use. I used to never use loose powder, and I'm pretty sure this was my first ever loose powder purchase. Do you guys remember? This is an OG, literally expired OG. This is the Coty Airspun loose powder in the shade Naturally Neutral. I don't know if I'm ready for the grandma smell. You know what though? Oh my god, this smell is so nostalgic to when I first started YouTube. This is bringing good memories. This reminds me of when I was younger and I was so shy on camera and I started my channel, and you guys were so nice from the beginning. I appreciate it because you could easily have bullied me back in the day. All right. I don't remember. I mean, I'm pretty sure this is going to be way too drying for me, but it's $5. Okay, looks pretty good. You know, it's not my favorite, but I think that powders like these that are like have a lot of product in them and they're very affordable are like perfect for baking if you don't want to be like spending all your money on baking powder. I just really love so many other powders from the drugstore, but as you can see, I mean, it set everything pretty nicely. I don't like recommend this as the best setting powder, but if you're looking for like a very cheap setting powder, especially if you do a lot of baking, go for it. So for bronzer, the bronzer that I really wanted is actually the Physicians Formula Bronze Booster. I couldn't find it anywhere in stores. I'm pretty sure they still sell it. That was like my go-to. I literally used to just put it all over my face. That's what I used to do. That's what a lot of us used to do back in the day, I promise. Oh my gosh, what the heck? The first one that I have for you guys is the NYX Matte Bronzer. These are all original, by the way. You can see I almost hit pan. This is in the shade Deep Tan. Love this. I still do, and I recommend it still. Also, very, very janky. This is the Milani Soleil Baked Bronzer in 05. This was like another go-to because I do love a little bit of radiance on the skin. And then another go-to for me was always, and will always be, the Wet n Wild Contouring Palette. This is the darker shade. This is Caramel Toffee. I also love Dulce de Leche. They're amazing. I feel like I've used this more recently, so I'm going to go ahead and use the other two, but this, you need this in your life, like still, like to this day. I'm going to bronze up with the NYX Matte Bronzer, and then I'll use the Milani one on top to make it a little bit radiant. You know, obviously, even though I still like it, you never see me using it just because I do try a lot of makeup for this channel, and I just forget. I mean, once you put makeup in a drawer across the room, you forget about it. I forgot how much I love this bronzer, and this specific shade I love, Deep Tan. Oof. So far, I really love this bronzer. 10 out of 10. It's great. And now let's add some radiance with this one. The reason why I didn't only use this one is because I feel like it's a little bit light for me. They do have a darker shade, but it is absolutely stunning. Do you see how it's like adding radiance without making it like glittery? This is so pretty. And I'm going in pretty generous hand. This is obviously expired and it's also baked, so it has like a drier formula. So for blush, this is interesting. My first like obsession with blush started in high school. I'm not gonna, you know, say that I liked blush before everybody liked blush, but like I did. Like I used to only wear blush and mascara. I've always liked blush. And my mom gave me a Chanel blush. Now that I think about it, I'm like, why were you buying Chanel blushes? And she just gave it to me, and I would put that on everywhere. I remember I would put it on so much that when I was working at Chick-fil-A, first job when I was 15, my coworker was like, hey, you have blush like under your eyes. And I guess I like brought it up way too high. And I was like, yeah, whatever. I meant to do that. Obviously, I don't have that blush anymore, but after I ran out of that blush, I remember buying this blush, and I repurchased it for this video because I didn't really have it anymore. This is the L'Oreal True Match blush, and it is in the shade Spiced Plum. I feel like there's a theme here. There's a lot of L'Oreal True Match, and that kind of just shows you like how back in the day there wasn't like that many choices. Not that I'm complaining because all these products are actually really, really nice, but I'm just thinking about how like I'm using almost like the whole line of True Match, which nowadays I definitely mix and match more. And this has a little bit of shimmer. That's so pretty. Oh my god, I'm loving this. This is going so well for me. This is nice actually. It's not like so pigmented to where you can't blend it. Like you can blend it out very nicely. And there's almost no kickback, and it's not a shimmery blush, but it's a satin blush. So it has that beautiful, beautiful like glow that doesn't create like texture or anything like that. Before we finish off the face, I just want to finish off the eyes really quickly. I'm just gonna like you guys know I'm so lazy with the bottom lash line. Like, just smoke it out. That's all you need to do. This shade right here, the one we use for the crease, and kind of just blow everything out. It's looking really, really ashy. I am not used to these ashy, cool tone shades. Oh no, I got it everywhere. Ugh. The bottom lash is kind of ruining everything, but it's okay. I still don't recommend this anyway, so it's fine. So as I was doing the mascara, I did notice how crepey my under eyes look, and it's definitely not the concealer, so that KOKIE Airspun powder is definitely drying, but if you do have oily skin, you might still really love it. The first highlighter I ever used was this one from the original Carly Bible palette from BH Cosmetics, and then the first highlight that I bought single was the Wet n Wild Precious Petals. I'm gonna use the Wet n Wild one just because this is more about trying products to see if I still like them, and you can't purchase this anymore, so I feel like that's not fair. So I'm gonna go in with this. I remember this being very, very blinding. Oh man, I remember I used to literally drown in highlight. Woo! I will say, I don't really go for pinky highlights anymore, but like this one has always been so beautiful. This is one of those pinky highlights that is more rose gold than like pinky, and it really does go with a lot of skin tones, which I love. This one hits the spot. So for lips, I used to never use lip liner. I used to literally just like I would get lipstick and just kind of pat it on my lips. The first lipstick that I really, really started loving is this one, and I repurchased it because I just remember how much I love it. This is the Milani Color Statement lipsticks, and I did get the shade Teddy Bear. This was my go-to for a very long time. So I am gonna line my lips because I need to. Just go ahead and use Morphe Sweet Tea again. I'm gonna overline my lips and I'll be right back. You guys know I prefer a darker nude, so oh my god, this smell brings me back to college and high school. I used to always grab powder, setting powder, and just alright, and then lastly, the two setting sprays that were like the first ones ever for me were the Milani setting spray that is amazing, or the Wet n Wild one. This is the rose one. The first one that I ever got was actually the original one, but this is what I had, I mean, in my cabinet. Obviously they're the same, this is just a different smell. So I'm gonna go ahead and spray this so we can finish out the video. Woo! This is nice. It's just a little aggressive, but it's very even, so it's okay that it's aggressive. And this is the final result. I'm actually really happy with how everything turned out. I think the standout products for me were the foundation, the concealer, the bronzers, the blush, and of course I really do love this lip shade. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I hope that you enjoyed the throwback. I highly encourage you that if you still have products like in the back of your drawer that you haven't used in a long time, use them again, see if you like them, and then repurchase products that you used to love, because obviously like the times change, but you used to love products for a reason, and I'm actually really glad that I did this video. Hope that you guys enjoyed it and found it interesting. Comment down below what you guys want to see next. Don't forget to go watch my wedding series and keep up with everything that I'm doing. Go venue shopping with me. I am going to do diamond shopping next month. I'm very excited about that, so we got a lot coming up. I love you guys so much, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!